Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Wildcat Chat. I'm your host, Kelsey Epperson. On this week's show, we're going to take a look at the men's football team with head coach Mike Grossner, followed by a feature on student athletes and the problems that they face. But now, we're going to send it over to Coach Alan Koch with the men's soccer team.
Yeah, the season so far this year has gone pretty well. We're 8-3, that's our overall record, and we're 3-0 in conference. We've set ourselves a really difficult schedule this year. For those of you who don't know how the postseason works in men's soccer, if you win your region, you go to the national tournament. If you don't win your region, you need to try to collect as many long-go points as possible to go to the national tournament with a Wildcat berth. And we've done a good job of giving ourselves a schedule, and we've managed to win a lot of those games. So we're giving ourselves a chance that if we don't win the region, we may have a chance of getting one of those at-large berths. I was a little bit worried about the game against Culver, to be honest. Coming off a big win at Lindenwood, there's always that tendency to take your foot off the pedal, and I think we kind of did. It was great to come home and play at home in front of our own fans, which they're an absolute joy most of the time. Great victory, winning 5-0. Great to score 5 goals. We played relatively well at times, but we didn't play as well as we'd like to. We didn't play for 90 minutes, and that's been a bit of an issue so far throughout the season. We're still aiming to get there. I think we're going to get better and better. But scoring goals is always good. It's going to give you confidence, and that might have been a bit of the reason why we managed to come back and take care of William Jewell at home again yesterday. Yeah, William Jewell is a heated rivalry. We went to their place last year. We lost 2-1 at their place. A couple heated moments in the game. Yesterday, coming to our place, a couple heated moments in the game too. Unfortunately, we were able to come out on top. I think our players, like I said earlier on, have figured a way to win those big games. Whether it's Jewell, Lindenwood, doesn't matter who it is. They're all important games in our conference, and I was really proud of the guys for coming out and grinding out a result against Jewell. Even though we didn't play that well, we did a good job of taking our chances and putting the ball in the back of the net, and it's always big to be one of our closest rivals. Our fans here at Baker are fantastic, most of the time. There's times where they may go a little bit over the top, but that's part of college sports, unfortunately. But that fan base that we have, whether we play in Liston or out at North Park, are a huge part of our program. And any success that we have, it's not just 11 players on the field. It's the guys playing, it's the guys on the bench, it's the parents, the students, the alumni that come watch our games. And to hear them singing and chanting and waving their scarves around is fantastic. It really adds to the atmosphere we have our games. It's almost like a real football atmosphere. And I feel very fortunate to have the fans that we have here at Baker. Yeah, this weekend at Missouri Baptist is going to be a challenge. Missouri Baptists are an up-and-down team. They came to our place last year and beat us fairly convincingly. I think we're looking for a little bit of revenge. We won't have Carson Gill. He's gone with his club team to the Canadian Nationals. We agreed to release him. It's a huge honor for him to go represent his club team at the Canadian National Tournament, and hopefully they'll have success there. But we also miss Owen Barnott now because of 2 yellow cards and getting a red card in yesterday's game. So we're a little bit thin at the back, but we have enough depth in this team that I don't think it's going to change much. We have players that we can throw in right away, and we'll make a couple of adjustments and hopefully keep on rolling. I think we're very fortunate to have so much depth. And a lot of credit for that goes to obviously the players that we have, but to my assistant coaches helping to recruit those players and bring in a big group of players like we did this last year. We found out before the season started that we'd lose Jared Grehan, one of our top forwards. Most programs that lose a striker of his capability automatically crumble. We didn't crumble. The guys that came in stepped it up and are taking care of business. We've lost Luke Hyderovich for a good few weeks with an ankle injury. Hopefully he'll be back for the postseason. And we really haven't skipped a beat, to be honest. The guys that were on the side have got a chance. They've stepped in and taken care of business. And I have faith as a coach in the guys that are playing in the first team, the guys that are sitting on the bench for the first team, and the players in the reserves. We have enough depth here to be very successful this year. The HAC is arguably number 1 or number 2 in the nation in terms of quality of competition in the conference. This year, we're probably not number 1. I think one of the conferences in California is probably number 1. We're probably number 2 across the nation. A couple of our teams, ourselves included, went out of region early on the season, didn't win the games that we're supposed to win to give our conference the number 1 ranking in the nation. It's still an unbelievable conference. 2 out of the last 3 national champions have come from our conference. Every game is a big game, whether it's a top team or bottom team. And I anticipate that we'll see more than one of our teams from our conference at the national tournament again, and hopefully one of the teams from the conference can go on and win the tournament again. We're probably going to be ranked top 20 in the nation this week. It'll be the 4th week in a row, I believe. I'm not very interested in rankings, to be honest. I think it's the 4th week in a row that we've ranked in the top 25. we're legitimately a top 25 team in the nation. There's no doubt about that. I get calls and messages from other coaches, and we have a very close coaching fraternity that they're like, hey, you're legit. And I'm like, yeah, we are legitimate. We're a top 25. We're not top 5. We're not top 10. That's the goal, is to get there. We have to work hard for every game we play and every result we get. And if we keep going about it with the right attitude, I think we can keep working our way up. But I think where we're at right now, probably 18 to 25, is probably a very, very accurate assessment of where we're at.
Thanks, Coach Koch. And now we're going to go to a quick commercial break.